So that took you through the early 60s until you joined the Yardbirds. How did you actually meet up with the band?
I was doing quite well with a band called the Tridents. I mean, that's mentioned several times in little books I've written, and articles I've written in magazines, and people have come to know the Tridents almost. But there's not any recorded works apart from one demo tape that's I've got in my shelf there.
Not letting
And
go.
no, we played the 100 Club, and we were really following the steps of the Yardbirds, and the Who weren't there. They were called the High Numbers. The Stones and Yardbirds were the names that were constantly
The
bandied
Blues
around.
Breakers were there too,
Pardon?
weren't they? The Blues Breakers, John Mayall.
I didn't hear too much about them until I started going to a guitar shop and trying to do miracle deals with swapping guitars, and then they say, "Where are you going tonight? You've got to go and see John Mayall." I went, "Oh, where's he playing?" And it was too far north of London. I didn't know my way around, and I thought, "No, I'll get the train home." So I was terrible. I had to go home all the time. I hated going. I was like Jim Page. Couldn't stand being on the road.
So you in the Tridents followed the
That's
Yardbirds
right.
around.
That's right. And one marvellous night in the 100 Club, this hand came out and grabbed me and said, "You will be a star,"
Whose hand was that?
It was Hamish Grimes and Giorgio Gomelski. They were the Yardbirds spokesman and manager, and I thought it was going to be beaten up, because Giorgio looks a bit like Fidel Castro, I thought, this is it. I'm going to be done over. What have I done?
I should never have come
And they
to
put
this
me up,
great
and
city.
I think it was a non-alcohol bar, right? And they slapped this plastic beaker of orange juice down and said, "Right, sit down here. We're going to talk to you." And they told me I had a chance to be in a top band, and if I was interested to be at 18 Carlisle Street, I can remember the name of the address, at 10 o'clock the next morning or the next day, I think. And I was there. And then I found out it was the Yardbirds. I was very cross because I'd been bad-mouthing the Yardbirds, only flying the flag for the Tridents because we were better than the Yardbirds. So I had to suddenly jump off one boat onto another and say, "Well, sorry lads, the Tridents weren't really quite making it." Plus they had a nice suit, the Yardbirds, for me, so that swung.